Opening Blender for the first time can feel a bit like stepping into the cockpit of a spaceship. There are buttons everywhere, menus hidden inside other menus, and it looks intimidating. But here is the secret. You don't need to know what every single button does right now. You just need to understand the logic behind the layout. Welcome to 3D Skill Up. In this video, we're not just going to look at the interface, we're going to demystify it. By the end of this lesson, this grey screen won't look like chaos. It will look like your workspace. Let's get started. First things first, the splash screen. This is the box that greets you every time you launch the software. Think of this as your dashboard. It tells you exactly which version of Blender you're running, which is crucial for plugin compatibility, and gives you quick access to start a new project or jump back into recent files. To get to work, we need to clear this. You can simply click anywhere in the background. Pro tip: if you ever close a project and need to bring that menu back to check your version number or reopen a recent file without restarting Blender, just click the Blender logo in the top left corner and select Splash Screen. Now, look at the window layout. Blender divides your screen into specific rectangles called areas. By default, you have 4 main players. The 3D viewport. This big area in the middle. This is your canvas where you'll navigate, model, and sculpt. The outliner. Top right. Think of this as your inventory list. It shows every object, light, and camera in your scene. The properties panel. Bottom right. This is the engine room where you tweak settings. The timeline at the bottom. This is essential for animation playback. Here is the critical concept you need to grasp. Blender is modular. None of these windows are permanent. Every single area has a small button in its top left corner called the Editor type menu. This means you can turn any window into any tool. If you want your main screen to be a video editor or an image viewer instead of a 3D viewport, you can just swap it here. This flexibility is why Blender is so powerful. You adapt the software to your workflow, not the other way around. At the top, or sometimes bottom, of every area, you'll see a strip of tools. This is called the header. As you get deeper into 3D, you'll notice these headers get packed with options. If you're working on a laptop or a smaller monitor, some tools might disappear off the edge. Don't panic. Just middle-click and drag on the header itself to scroll through the menu horizontally. It's a small trick that saves a lot of frustration. Now, let's talk about screen real estate. Blender loves to hide toolbars to keep your view clean. In the 3D viewport, look for tiny arrow icons on the far left and far right borders. If you click and drag these arrows out, you reveal hidden toolbars. But you're going to be a pro, so let's use the shortcuts. These are mandatory to memorize. Press T on your keyboard to toggle the toolbar on the left. This holds your active tools like Move, Rotate, and Scale. Press N to toggle the sidebar on the right. This holds numeric values and plugin tabs. Just remember, T for Tools and N for Numbers or Properties. A quick warning though, shortcuts are context sensitive. If I hover over the timeline at the bottom and press T, it won't open a toolbar. It changes interpolation modes. So, if a hotkey isn't working, make sure your mouse is hovering over the correct window. Finally, let's look at the Properties editor on the bottom right. This looks scary because it's dense. Think of this as a filing cabinet. On the left side, you have vertical tabs. Each tab represents a different category: render settings, material settings, physics, modifiers. When you click a tab, the main area updates with panels specific to that category. You can expand and collapse these panels to keep things tidy. Do not try to memorize all of this today. You will learn these tabs naturally as we actually use them to build things. I know the interface seems massive, but remember, nobody uses 100% of the software 100% of the time. You are going to build muscle memory for the parts you need, and eventually, navigating this will feel as natural as browsing the web. In the next video, we're going to stop looking and start touching. I'll show you how to customize this layout, resize windows, and build your own perfect workspace. If you want to fast-track your learning, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And for exclusive assets and advanced training, check out 3dskillup.art. I'll see you in the next lesson.